Taking a look at tech news. In this case, I wanted to mention this article before anything else. The new Ubisoft Plus and getting gamers comfortable with not owning their games. That's the title of this specific interview article. Yeah, so if you want to read up on that, you can. Definitely quite the opinion. I think it's a bad take, but of course, things seem to go that direction. We've got Steam, we've got digital downloads on stores for console games, or console systems, I should say. Activision Blizzard to be available on Ubisoft Plus. Okay. Technically, I did know vaguely that they had some type of place to download and buy games, but really not appealing, especially with that take. So alternatives, obviously there's Steam, but they do have DRM. I think the best one to check out is GOG, used to be called Good Old Games. I think they're based in Poland. They're owned by the company that makes Cyberpunk. They don't have a DRM on any of the games there, as far as I know, and that's a very appealing way to buy your games. If you want to do digital, you don't want to have physical things, you don't want to have a closet full of boxes and CDs or whatever. I think this is a great option. Obviously, they don't have everything, considering some companies don't want to go on a platform that is DRM free, but the more this is used, the more leverage this company will have to get more titles on their platform. So if you're interested in DRM free games, legitimate, DRM free games, check GOG out. I have quite a few games on there. They have the website, but they also have an application like Steam. So this is the GOG application. It's called Galaxy. You've got basically a lot of the similar functionality to Steam. I don't have any friends on here or anything, but I do use it to buy games occasionally. So here's my own games. I currently have 80 on GOG. A lot of it potentially is older. That's how the whole GOG started, but they do have newer stuff as well. So if you're interested and you want to give the middle finger to Ubisoft, go to places like this instead. Let's take a look at AnandTech, see if they have anything interesting. CPU coolers, Intel 14th Gen HX series processors, Raptor Lake, refresh, mobile, blah, blah, blah. CES happened. I didn't look too much into it, but I did see a few videos. Obviously, it's got some interesting stuff, but I think it would be more interesting to be there rather than just reading the articles and such. Until Intel. That's a weird combination of words. And until Intel is able to use a smaller manufacturing process, I wouldn't be too excited about their newer processors. So the 14th gen probably isn't too exciting. Just various modifications, maybe clock increases, but also power increases. But these are the ones that will potentially come out. If you want to check them out for whatever reason, I'm not too interested or excited. Probably going to be a slight bump in power both in processing and using power. Asus launches USB 4 add-in card, 2 40 gigabyte ports. Wow. Okay. Specific card might be interesting for VR headsets potentially, because they would need a lot of data throughput to power the 2 screens in the headset, and I assume they use USB most of the time. Also supports 60 watt quick charge, 4+ devices. Interesting. Oh, here's the catch. It's only compatible with Asus motherboards and needs a motherboard with a Thunderbolt or USB 4 header. Yeah, that's kind of pointless then, really. It's cool, but very specific. So you would have to do a pass-through situation for this card where you connect your video card to that device from the back. So you're going to have 2 cables potentially. And I guess if you wanted to push those into the DisplayPort. Yeah, that's different, niche. I'm sure some people would find this interesting and useful. Samsung announces 990 EVO SSD, energy efficient with dual mode PCIe, Gen 4x4, Gen 5x2. So it says 5,000 megabytes a second up to, but I kind of doubt it's sustained at speeds like that. So it's using 133L3D TLC VNAND. That's basically the main factor to consider, is what type of memory it's actually using. Okay, this one's interesting. TSMC 2 nanometer update, 2 fabs in construction, 1 awaiting government approval. This is, in my opinion, one of the main factors in power efficiency benefits, processing speed benefits. Is the manufacturing process itself is really the key factor. They can do as much logical, smart design as possible, but that's not going to get you away from physics. So smaller is usually better, but there will be a limit to that. We're not there yet, but we're probably getting close, at least with current materials, current technologies. 2 nanometers should be a nice efficiency improvement once chips are actually made. TSMC is geared up to construct 2 fabrication plants in Taiwan. Okay, I thought they were building some in different countries, but apparently not this specific one. Mass production in 2026, so that's going to be a while. Now here's another one. TSMC earnings 3 nanometer revenue share jumps. Okay, so I guess they're at 3 nanometer. Classic video cards. Video cards have changed a little bit in the meantime since I've made a video. In this case, we have the AMD 7600 XT increase in memory, obviously 8 gigabytes, but also the clock speeds and such have that slight increase, but they didn't change anything super meaningful. 700 XT, which has 192-bit bus. I had seen this, and this was the reason. I didn't think that they would even match it with this thing, and they didn't. It's disappointing. NVIDIA did announce and has started to release the new super versions of their cards, and they did drop the price of the 4070, I believe it was, by $50. But the thing that NVIDIA did not do is release a super version of the 4060. I don't think Intel has announced anything relating to their video cards, which is disappointing. So this newest driver for the Intel Arc looks like a pretty fair to large increase. Anyways, just wanted to mention the Ubsoft thing and a little bit about the current state of GPUs. On the side of owning your games, it's disappointing to see these companies try to basically turn the games into some type of service. That way, if you use companies and sites like GOG, which are legitimate but also DRM free, you're not going to have that problem because you can download it, save it on some type of storage medium or whatever you want to do. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Scott of Tech, I suppose. See ya.